Right? Oh boy, maybe this is a bit too early.
Before it was actually Alpha playing on that Vice, but now Crom moves over there. We've seen a lot of double Sentinel, but it never had the name of Vice and Chamber on it. So I want to see how that makes a difference. It looks like we fixed it.
Okay, we got RRQ on defense, Fnatic on attack. Crazy comp for Fnatic. I'm excited to see what they got for some kind of default. Instant Omen Flash, we got a TP over towards here and a recon. That looked like the good recon that kind of clears everywhere. That's nice for Jemkin. Ooh, maybe that should have. Maybe that should have been a kill, but at the same time, I don't know about this reaction together. Like, he's on his own. Chronicle is super ready for this as well. Nicely done from him. Oh boy, been a little bit rough from RRQ. Fnatic managed to get an orb on top of this as well, and yeah, I'm gonna be focused because RRQ are playing like a very traditional comp. I'm gonna be focusing pretty hard on Fnatic just because I want to see what they got planned, because it's a cool comp. It's a cool comp.
The spike is going to go down. No opposition on the other side. Cushy just coming in from the other side of the map.
And again, we roll our minds back to the fact that we have seen RRQ here. It was up against Wolves, and it wasn't a great performance in my mind. It actually that was the first time I was a bit worried, right? Seeing Jemkin not look quite as well played in on, maybe suffering a little bit. Cushy was great, but it wasn't the same sort of effect that we'd seen them have before. Their ability to kind of play around with Jemkin, play him in a lot. And again, it was one of those, I shouldn't be worried about this, right? I can go back to the
Nah, you shouldn't be worried about this thing. It's okay.
Yeah, right, okay. If you kill Alpha... Oh, the crowd.
Ooh. It's okay, right?
He takes a second glance. Oh my god, he's Stop it. Cushy, relax!
Okay, nice try on this one. Nice try on this.
A little something there.
So narrative, you were saying.
Right. Yes, this isn't the first time we've seen this map, and again, it's Cushy looking pretty good here, though. Gotta say,
I think it's very important that you resemble and you speak
almost
about
cast,
that match that we saw against Wolves, because it was a 13-11.
We got a pistol.
Nah, I was
yes,
fine.
You got pistol, and it was very defined by those pistols. Wolves won both. You're
5 seconds behind.
So you're in that
I don't
scenario
think so.
that advantage is already going onto the other team. After how devastating
this is the mainstream. If anything, we're 10 seconds ahead.
Just the same showing that we saw from RRQ on Haven.
And also, I do want to put a little bit of a caveat to me watching Jemkin. I want to see him back on really good entries as well, because he kind of fell
recon over
towards
mid.
in that regard. Didn't see him having
We
that same level of
got
impact.
2 people that are allowed to die in this one.
Haven resurgence, it's game on. For now, though, we're going to see Fnatic going through the motions here. Quick pressure up towards Cat through short.
We got the clone lineup. I will say, again, self-promotion. Got a bit of a better one than that, but this one's good though. You have 2 different ones. You actually have 3 different ones, but at least we put a little bit of thought into it. I like that from Fnatic.
I think didn't catch anyone.
Take flight.
The fact we got clone setups, that's good. We got some clone lineups. That's how far we go in. I pride myself on my min-maxing.
4 players from RRQ on the opposite side of the map. Easy entry onto site for Fnatic.
Hey, really clean for this one. Really nice and easy. Gamble wrong from RRQ.
Well, just kind of getting some time on the server too. You talk about both these teams. They need a couple more reps, right? Feel out the tempo, get themselves situated. And for Alpha, it'd be nice to get that confidence up here too. Kayak looks like he's fine in that regard. Kron's having a lovely performance so far. Crashy's doing well, so mostly just eyes towards Alpha when it comes to that. But for RRQ,
yeah, I mean, Alpha's allowed to hunt this, and so is Crashy's.
Position there, and they don't allow any build of those ults.
And with what's going on here, I'm so fine for Crashy's to kind of bait Alpha a little bit.
They want the orbs. Alpha, nice. Nice. And a third, not to be. But for him, that's great though. Again, you're building that ult early. You're building confidence.
Yeah, I mean, Cushy will take that as well. Might get some Silver ults early, maybe at the same time.
It's very similar to the first, but he's still farming up. He's still, I mean, you talk about farming ults. Cushy was the one as well. His ult before up against Wolves was one of the key factors that kept them in the game at times, really doing incredible work. So for me, it put him really on my radar, but gonna need to see this now in this sort of bonus situation for Fnatic.
Yeah, pretty evened out. Fnatic, as you say, not having all the credits in the world, and RRQ still looking to make that break in the scoreboard. But still, it's very early in the game to see. I think that they obviously, I'm going to say they did not predict Fnatic to come out with a composition like this.
Big
right?
bonus
so
round for Fnatic. What do they do on this one?
Fnatic to come up with some very set play, something that RRQ is just not prepared for.
We got a flash that is up the top that you early pop to see if they swing out towards short. Oh, that's nice though. I mean, that's just Alpha being a beast, to be honest, on this one. Does both the TP away.
This seems a bit too risky for me. He's not really got the get out of jail.
Munya plays like an absolute lunatic over towards A. I'm not gonna lie, this is your bonus. This is your big buy against the bonus. He plays like that.
We just need a highlight reel of Stinger.
We had a KO here that could have flushed him out with a molly.
Massive impact
we had a flash as well, and that's how he handled the round. What the hell?
Fnatic getting closer and closer to securing this bonus, but still they're being cautious. Chronicle looking up for mid. Everybody just gather up, waiting for RRQ to maybe go on the aggression again.
Yeah, still presence on this side, and this will confirm that they want to stick towards it. 3 players will be here. So Fnatic needs someone to deal with this, and it is dealt with. Crazy Guy doesn't get cleared, but I think that they've got a good read on it. Doesn't get affected by the shock dart.
Still has Yuto.
3-person gamble stack from RRQ. If you look at the minimap, we know this one's fine. They leave the TP and they got info about this. This is cool. It's very hard for them to get through this choke point. Keep an eye on the time and Vice going up towards short. They're kind of waiting for Vice to make a play here, but Crazy Guy looks like he's on top of it just purely because they're not going fast over towards A main. There's 15 seconds. Oh my goodness, get a flash out. 10 seconds. They might get all the kills. Someone has to survive here. Oh god. Fine, he has to survive.
Live here, surely. Spy his time.
Oh, what the hell? Sure, man. Or you just do that.
And the timer then forcing them forward with a Red Bull clutch in the end for RRQ.
They had no business throwing that round for the side of Fnatic. Such a big amount of time.
What was the plan?
+2. Not thinking.
Lovely shots on that.
Being alive, just having that knife delayed them even more.
I think Fnatic will fully take this in terms of the damage done, though. There's a lot of damage.
Good for the coaches. They are not happy with that. Again, that is something.
How can you be? That's a 5v3.
Yeah.
Okay, Alpha has his ult on this one. Looks like they want to fight over towards A main again.
Yeah,
it's such an odd way to use this flash.
Big investment here and a very similar start. You're going to want to have.
We got a cross-map recon that lands over towards here, and then potentially you can omen flash off of it if you want to fight this. That's not too bad. Also, if it gets shot as well, you could Yori flash as well. We got a TP that goes over towards middle with the drone clearing this as well, so they create pressure over towards middle.
Make any quick moves, really.
We can secure that part of the map, and that is something that RRQ has learned to respect, even from just this 3 rounds.
Drone re-clear over towards B at the 1 minute mark, and honestly, this is very nice from them. I like this a lot.
I'm looking at the rotation of Monyet too. And
Monyet's starting to lean over towards A a little bit, but obviously there was pressure over towards middle because of the fake TP. Jemkin's going to have to do a lot here. Ooh, that knife is good. No way you got that one. Ooh, nicely done from Kayak. 10 HP surviving on this one. Yeah, I wonder if RRQ needs to play a little bit more aggro over towards middle or hold short a bit heavier. Either way, this was nice. I wouldn't mind a timeout from RRQ at one point, especially as they're going to be eco on this one. Oh, okay, we're getting everything on this. You want the example of min-maxing? This is another good example here. Just making sure they get that ult early.
5v2, surely this one, it's secured. We already see the players from RRQ saving for the next round. I want to see a very good repetition of what Kayak just did there.
My camera is destroyed.
If he can find consistency in that level of form, he is arguably one of the best players as it stands. And there was a lot of discussion about it. Of course. There was a lot of standouts from various regions.
Yeah, no, I like this comp a lot for Fnatic.
Going out, should I say.
Again, I think any comp that uses these 4 at the moment is pretty much what I would be using, and then I feel like this is up for grabs. And I like the chamber. I think the chamber allows for individuals to pop, and I think on defense it can be pretty good. I also think the trip can be very nice for, honestly, attack.
And again, the interesting factor about Kayak for me is that when he first
obviously
joined
defense
this
as well,
roster,
but I
he
think it's a little bit
wasn't the
underrated on
superstar
attack
instantly.
for
There
when
were
you need that like
rumors,
extra
there
bit
were
of
whispers his
initiator
ability in
util.
Tier 2, how good he was at dominating that space, but he didn't hit the ground running perfectly. But the potential
First goes kind of
was there.
crazy.
And now
Well, the
it's
coaches write
absolutely
together because they can't see the enemy team, so they're kind of writing
Jemkin
what
walking
the
out
setup
at
is,
the
maybe what they
perfect
did,
time,
what
just
worked
getting
out.
the free
Do they
kill
have
for him.
success doing something?
What a play from the duelist.
Like maybe notes that they want to talk about in terms of their own game.
The ultimates are getting there.
Someone like a little bit quiet, is someone making mistakes, is there like big change-ups they need to do, small change-ups? Just everything that they want to say in the timeout normally.
Is a very, very good investment to make. Keeps you safe for the rest of the round, for the rest of the half, sorry.
Yeah, I like how they're using the trip. This is really cool. Again, Fnatic, they only have...
It's not worked out, but I like it. Oh, wait.
Sova ult and the eco, kind of crazy on this one.
A big old investment to throw in from Cushy there. That felt maybe a bit
okay,
too
I think I'm cool
desperate.
to talk for a little bit, unless this guy swings. So Fnatic, you've got the...
On the
For God's sake.
Oh,
Okay,
and
we've got the solo Sova as like the initiator, but the thing that I like about double sentinels at the moment is that they kind of... You've got the two sentinels that pretty much have initiator util, right? If you start using this trip, like they did for Chamber over towards here, you can clear all of short, right? You go over towards short, you can clear these areas. The best example I can use is actually like on Garage Haven. My goodness. It's Garage Haven, you can put it over towards Garage, right? On attack and it will clear all the Garage for you. And then obviously you have the Vice Flash.
Nice clear on towards Crazy Guy, 30 seconds and that is diligence.
Yeah, and it's a good example, right? Just clear back of sight, or at least get the info back of sight.
You're not gonna do it.
Very, very
That's
nice.
fine.
I like this a lot.
This was a bit dangerous from Fnatic, but it worked out. And again, I get the temptation, again, even from Cushy.
Deadlock does this too, to an extent, kind of, but not the same as like direct info.
It's so annoying.
But the GravNet can allow you to like forcibly take some map control. I get it, or potentially like lock people in positions. I guess you could say with the wall as well.
Boaster can get into almost any position with those TPs as well. Yeah. But those two, especially those two, with that trade denial potential, Jemkin with the operator now, he has to make a difference.
Yeah, he's been a bit hot and cold in middle so far. It feels like he's just
RRQ, Jemkin gets the op out. Alpha has his own op, and it looks like we might see the battle here. Oh, did we see the flash bottom and middle? Ooh, I like this. Flash bottom and middle is part of my default. When you have the TP over towards here from Yor, it's really strong. Dash goes away, sees one. They got the Thorns to try and lock him in place. It's a cool idea. It's a great shot from Jemkin.
Control of B main. The initial plan is not going to be keeping coming this way. Surely they adjust.
I liked what the
yeah, flash goes out, doesn't hit anyone, so they know for sure they create a question mark over towards B. Then it's an instant group from the attack and hit over towards A, knowing for sure that they create pressure. Damn one yet. Knife goes in, kind of clears A main for him as well. Flash goes up for him to swing. Uh-oh. A lot of this is up to Crazy Guy here.
There's no safety on this site, right? Look where that spike is.
What a weird round.
It depends where they go with this now. This could be everything or it could be nothing. That dart does not...
Oh, they knew. They knew they heard him. Dude, crazy round. I actually don't think I've ever seen a round like this, where you go over towards Heaven and then you pivot over towards B, you got Omen. Oh, they know that he has the Judge here.
But he still just has that judge.
He could have picked
He
up another gun, but they should just go for a plant back of sight.
15 seconds, can he buy the precious time here?
What a weird round.
Watching for it, waiting. Plant comes in. Monyet can't affect it yet. Waiting for support to come in, but Crazy Guy's a mile away, and they know it. By this point, even Kron's made it over here. He's up by Market.
Oh God.
Lives up to the name.
Insta pop of the KO.
But it's Chronicle.
Flash for his teammate. Pressure of the defuse. As a Judge though. Oh, Chronicle. Absolute mad round this was. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this.
Round in the end though, with Crazy Guy getting those 2 kills, but the Red Bull clutch goes for Chronicle this time around.
Mid-rounding on this was mad.
Overcook, and as you were saying, the tour that Fnatic went on that round, just giving us a different version of themselves in each of these rounds. At the beginning of it, enemy remaining. I was looking forward to what the Vice could do.
They kind of misplay a little bit in the 1v2.
Fnatic getting round after round here. 5-1, celebrating. Please don't break the coach ring.
Breaking the coaching booth.
Of course, it calls for a timeout on the RRQ side. Now,
yeah, this is a wild round. It's a pretty bad round for RRQ to lose here.
RRQ have already played
definitely a couple of oversteps, but I can't even be super mad at them because I've never really... You see those rounds over towards B, right, where they chill out over towards boat and then they pivot over towards A. I've never seen it in reverse. Through A heaven.
Not getting the reps onto stage, not getting a feel of how you're doing, or Fnatic with a completely new composition that God knows.
Do you guys like this comp? I love this comp. No joke. I thought this stuff was going to happen every single game on on different maps. I thought we were going to see like 40% double sentinel, to be honest with you. I got the misread of what teams were thinking for this meta.
Can they find the adjustments? It's hit round 7, they've gone for the timeout, that's fine, that's fair. But it's unlikely they're going to convert this one. To get the beat on this round, you're always going to be behind the curve.
Can this comp work on all maps? An iteration of this comp can work on majority of maps. Not all maps. I think the maps are pretty varied at the moment. But I think it's a very strong comp.
And he could be the difference maker in round number 7.
I think Vice Chamber is like heavily underrated as a combo. And I think Vice Deadlock is also the same. But again, I like what they're doing. Info over towards short, they don't have to worry about short.
Picks the right target, plucks away Alpha and backs away. Crazy Guy now gets contact. They've read a lot of this. They've got an idea of where 3 players are out of the 4 that still stand for Fnatic.
And blocking the eyesight, of course, we see Kayak ready to get on that TP. He also has his ultimate, but... Oh. He decides to go for it, gathering all the information.
Spots 2 though. Dude, he's got no help on this one. He's got the TP to get out of there. He sticks it out in the open, kind of uses their smoke against them. That's a really weird round. 3 passing over towards site. I got a lot of respect for Kayak. He's in a lot of like situations where I think a lot of people would panic or misplay, and he's very calm.
This is a pretty much done round.
Pretty much done. Still Fnatic, they work for those orbs. Crashes, gets one closer to his ultimate, and speaking about ultimates, with this plant, Chronicle gets his. Kayak wants it.
That's brutal. Fnatic though. Another step in the right
again.
direction.
Yeah, he's already celebrating.
It was a blowout.
It has too much good thought process. I think Fnatic are just so fine here. This is like the exact perfect example of what I thought all the seed ones were going to be doing. A comp that is good for a couple of reps, but the first time you use it, you're guaranteed that win because the thought process is just too good. And this comp is going to be so good on defense, by the way.
Maybe some aggression, maybe just setting up some of the plays. They need something else beside that bonus that it wasn't theirs to take even. That 3v5. They need to find that kind of energy.
Thorns is cool. It hits behind here, you would have to swing out. They've microed this to a really good level as well. But Boast has done a bit of a masterclass in this. Oh, we finally saw something good, man.
Vines to go down the Thorns over towards short, kind of then using that as a way to take space safely.
You got TP over towards middle, and there's 2 ways of doing this, right? You can have a recon that clears middle, you can have the Vice to clear over towards middle, and then you know for sure that you create pressure over towards middle.
Exchanges in this map, so far so good.
Same thing over towards short, using the trip to clear over towards short.
Towards that B main, but it doesn't look like they're particularly sticking around here. This high attention to detail over towards Cat once again re-emerging.
Taking their time. We know that Fnatic are definitely good at doing that. Feel comfortable.
I need to see some discipline from Jemkin too, because there's obviously that want to play into it and be pivotal and you know, be aggressive in a way.
They kind of know with that flash not hitting anyone that there's no one following this up as well. Get the chamber set up towards middle. 30 seconds on this one. The problem is the spike is so low over towards A main, and I think that's an issue. 30 seconds, we're going back over towards A short. Omen on this one. I mean, Boaster has his ult, but I'm still so nervous for him. Boaster is 15 seconds, mate. Ult goes over towards short. Vice ult goes in. 12 seconds. He just goes through short. They haven't checked Mon yet.
plant on this one.
Oh boy, spike goes down. They gotta stick this. Gotta stick it.
Look at the time now. It's too late. I'm pretty sure this is way too late.
This is a disaster class from Fnatic on this one. Like the first 30 seconds are really good, and then it feels like they don't really get a pick, and then they don't know what to do. And the fact that the spike was over towards solo A main was pretty rough.
They know how to play with the time. They're going to leave for at least a couple of options. But with so many players alive, you not having the information of what is on site, what is on
so both of here for sure can kind of talk about the fact that because he was the one with the spike that couldn't do anything over towards A main, right? And they know that RRQ have been pushing heavy and fighting over towards A main, so they should be talking about this. And when you see them A split in the future, I think you're going to see 2 or at least more numbers here.
It won't be perfectly smooth yet. They won't be in that.
They're playing heavy over towards A main.
I think some of the issues of this round started
Truck towards middle to try break a trip. We got TP over towards here. Recon clears it. We got a TP on the bottom floor. And I guess the TP goes over towards short, so you can prod from short as well.
How does that fare? Really need to see Jemkin playing this perfectly though, because again, he might be the one in that crosshair.
Flash default over towards B again to see if anyone's over towards B main. I think they're like Chronicle's getting way too much info over towards B. Like he's clearing over towards B main on his own as a Vice. Speaking of clearing B main, Recon goes in and actually push a bit deep. But again, we've got the trip here, or the wall to let him know.
This hasn't been an area they've been contesting often. This gives them good information.
Guys, don't do the same mistake as last round. Why is the spike over towards A main again on its own? Recon goes in, no one shoots it, so they should know that A main's clear, but I'm looking at Crazy Guy clear this early. Big duel over towards B main. And they got a kill trip over towards market.
But if they keep their eyes on the prize here, and again, Xvero does do well.
Chronicle, oh my god, he's doing work. It's like silent apart from this round in terms of how much pressure he's creating around the map. But I mean, this was just insane double kill. Gonna start looking at this. They win one, they lose the next. 1-9 loss bonus. Kinda have to win this one. Gotta be going for this.
Swings off the pop of the ult, but that's a player without a gun in their hands. They can try and gap close, and they are. You can see it and put it away, but Boaster with a shot through the smoke. Catches Jemkin. Monyet looks for a target, dives in on sight. Can't quite control on the first try. Can't get the spray. Crazy Guy now needs a 1v3 as Fnatic holding all the time.
Very nice. Chronicle, what a beast, man. Beast. Again, he's been doing work over towards B, but this was like visual impact in terms of double kill that he had to get.
And also that he's been making in this map. 30 seconds. Constant pain here on me.
I mean, if he didn't do that, I think the round would be done. Yeah, genuinely. Coming back to these sort of late rotations, if you aren't clearing this space as well as he does, you're done.
With 2 of the players, like the movement from RRQ was good.
Yes.
2 of the players just waiting for this to happen. We also saw the utility from Cypher on site. They were ready.
He's like, damn, bro, really? No, it's over the high five.
Now they might fall into the trap.
Eco. I got a hero gun, hero ult.
In towards this fight on Cat. The temptation, obviously, so sweet, but again, Fnatic, they've been really good at clearing this. And you can see Kayak is so locked in. Oh
nice. Where's the trip? Oh, they put it over towards A main. They changed it up.
This was kind of off the back of that one to
because they eco or something, and they want to see if they push.
But Xvero's the one to do well here. Taking away Chronicle is huge.
Absolutely. They've been putting up a lot of utility to those drones that we were speaking of. Not only he gets the kill, he also gets to use his ultimate.
Oh, I like this as well, though. You take space on one side, but in the meantime...
It's a shame that Monyet's dead, because otherwise he could have asked for a smoke.
With him being here, you get so much information. And again, it was a mistake that was made before that
you would hear this, right, if it goes off?
Wild round.
I actually don't know if that makes a sound if he goes out of range. I think it does, but I might be wrong. I'm pretty sure it does.
This is now going to be one of those later rounds. Now, can Fnatic somehow find this information themselves? I don't think so. So in reality,
we'll stop making the sound. Oh, okay, yeah.
Last time
the beeps of it. Okay.
Was god tier at playing from this, but it looks like a focus towards top middle. RRQ doubting themselves. It felt like wanting to check, wanting to make sure, but they were right in the read. But the timing now wrong as Fnatic get the red carpet rolled out towards B as the plot next.
Oh, Alpha.
To be taken.
That's my fault, I guess. He's so dead, isn't he?
For
God's sake.
Takes away one. That is a Vandal picked up.
All you have to do is just hold the angle the whole time.
Crazy Guy just about making it over here. And Crashy's making him
what would you do to anti the Fnatic comp at the moment? I put so much pressure over towards the sides.
What do you have
Like,
here, Cushy?
for sure right now, what they're doing over towards A main's a little bit criminal. What they're doing over towards B main, they're getting away with murder as well. So you'd have just put so much thought process on like fighting over towards the sides, but it's so easy when I can see the minimap. Like when you're on the server and you're the coaches and you're trying to work out what's happening, it's a lot harder to piece it all together. But I would say with the info they're getting over towards B main, they should be going way more aggro over towards B main.
Made the worst decision that they can make, and he's giving Fnatic what they want.
So yeah, he's mid-round dancing because he knows he's won.
Long time for you to make a mistake, for you to take the step.
When was the prime, do you think, of Boaster?
Excuse me, Pansy?
Astra.
Oh, right.
He's a very good Astra. Like when Astra was on top, he was very, very good.
Now,
especially even like maps like Fracture and whatnot. Yeah.
You actually answered that honestly. I was just flaming.
Oh.
Yeah, I knew she was flaming.
But RRQ gonna burn this time out here, right? Because I do feel like they've had the right reads a good couple of times. I think even that first time out was correct. I think them playing deeper. I think them playing into
what did she say? She said, when was the prime for Boaster? She said it in a way that you knew she was flaming.
Right about it and then just misplayed it at the end. So, as said, this to me feels like they're watching this game fall between their fingertips.
These first halves are being so one-sided. Both of the teams using both of the timeouts, or their timeouts, in the first half.
It's unlucky for RRQ. It's just like you've gone up against a comp that just has too much thought behind it. Can't believe it's taken me so long until I've seen this. To be fair, Genji had one on Sunset. Genji had the deadlock comp on Sunset. That was always going to work.
So for Fnatic, a couple more rounds. Already 6 rounds of difference in the scoreboard.
God, my faith has been restored to an extent. We don't see enough of it, but at least we got a little bit.
And prove to us that he has what it takes. What he had on Haven. And I feel like we've seen this round 3,000 times.
Yeah, I mean, it's sick though. What are you meant to do?
I'm already tired of this comp.
But aggression down middle, it's not looked good actually. Again, I think that Jemkin's been very, very willing to go for it, but it's just not worked for him at all. Alpha's generally been having his number in this. It's not looked.
Shock missed the trip. Yeah, they put their trip a little bit deeper though, right?
They go for the litter aggression onto me, trying to force something.
Yeah, this has been nice though. Actually, break the trip over towards short.
One shot that he hits is on Kayak's phone. So not looking the best there.
And he does have a little bit of utility to play with, I guess. Invested kindly by Xfero, but now he's on the chopping block. Like, what do we do? Okay, well, okay, you just headshot Kayak, I guess, is what we do. But it's a one and done. There's no furthering that. And now the map's split in half. 2 on either side. Where does Fnatic decide to go? They've won the mid-fight completely. That's the spike going through
30 seconds
that's
left.
I get really
Webber, you're asking for people to flame you. Don't do it.
He was on his own. Now, no one was there to punish him. We're seeing how deep RRQ are sitting. Fury gonna find a man. Ooh, and the follow-up to Alpha goes down. Okay. Now, do they scarper? It's messy from Boaster there. Couldn't get back in time again. Feel like a broken record, but running out of time and running out of options. Fnatic luckily have 8 rounds, so it's not been that much of a big deal. But this is how they've been losing them.
Definitely, yeah, I mean, yeah, definitely a couple of rounds.
Let it fizzle out. It's not the most explosive way to get to 3, but RRQ will take it.
Absolutely. I think that timeout, maybe for the side of Fnatic, is, guys, you're doing well. Keep it going. For the side of RRQ,
I think there's a possibility some first seeds save the comps. Honestly, I like your way of thinking, but there is no chance that any of the first seeds save their comps because they're overconfident. They just came in with 2023, 2024 comps. That's all it is, man.
1 minute and 9 seconds to get the spike down for Fnatic. That is outrageous, and obviously the highest in playoffs.
Oh, it's got 5 years in the cake.
Okay, last round on this one. Any kind of change up from Fnatic? A little bit. Omen flash over towards A. They got the TP in the corner. They got a TP close from the Omen and a TP here, so they hear double TP. Then you recon site, Omen all towards the back, and then hit over towards the site. It's not too bad. Maybe over towards here the Omen. Sorry, the Euro all needs to be a lot earlier. Like the little double fake over towards A was kind of nice. Yeah, it's messed up their timing.
This is not sure about this, Lauren. Fnatic could be caught up in the blender here, but they still need to land the shots if you're RRQ.
Boaster was bold, they were just too slow on B main.
I like the idea of the gear shift, but something slowed them down towards main that just stopped them actually committing.
4v4 on site.
God, please be disciplined, RRQ. You don't need to do too much. We said it before when they made that play towards top middle. They got almost, they got into their own heads about it. They're once again right about this. They don't need to change. If they hold these positions, hold this line, they make it hard for Fnatic.
Oh, guys, no. Oh, boy, they waited for all their U till they got it back. It's nice over towards B as well. The Chamber can just get all the way down to lane. Still has the TP over towards B main if you want to get out of there. It's a good recon on this. It's nice from Fnatic that there's like these weird rounds where they're just very comfy in the mid rounding just to cut sound. And dude, I swear they do not care about time. Is that hit?
And with 14
Gonna
seconds,
move. It was kind of on though.
That doesn't make things easier.
Wall for the after plan as well when you want to go fast, and they've been using it normally for B main info.
HP is all that's there. Alpha, back of the boathouse.
I mean, this was very nice from Fnatic. Again, I think the thought process is so good that whoever they played, they would have won this.
Fnatic look good in this form.
So yeah, I can't really say too much stuff about RRQ. Maybe the coaches needed to get involved a bit more.
Those mistakes, those rounds that they lost, they could have perfectly won. They need to get back on the drawing board. This composition is giving us so much, and I cannot wait for what we're going to see on the defense.
Defense, yeah, they'll have a good defense. It's hard because RRQ have to kind of default to find a Vice wall, and it's going to be pretty hard. So say the Vice wall's over towards middle, maybe you find it one round, but next round you're going to... Next round you're going to find it, and there might be a chamber there to punish you.
A little hydration break, that's right.
Also, you got double info as well in terms of the trips.
Now, of course, the most important thing is, if you have a drink in your hand, we want to give a toast to the two teams on stage. You see yourself on camera, give yourself a toast, give yourself a drink. Let's do this right now. See? Cheers to the invisible person.
He spilled it.
I just spilled it on myself. Like a tonto. Unbelievable.
Drinking problem.
Who we got next? Look at him. Take a swig for the worker, man.
Wow, they took him off the camera? Too embarrassing. Can't be advertising drinking problems here. Sniffler with the Prime. Thank you with the 11 months, mate. Appreciate you.
Fnatic's creativity giving them a solid standing here in the half bay.
Who gave Uncle Mike is crazy.
Yes, some fumbles. Yes, some
That's his literal job.
But 9 rounds
for God's sake.
Solid.
And from the attack, something that they chose themselves. Now moving on to the defense, where our eyes have to go on to the other side.
Yes.
RRQ might have not been able to find some solutions, but now they should be the ones setting the pace. It has to be night and day for a player like Jemkin.
It certainly does. We saw his potential in map 2. We've seen his potential during that regular season.
Funny that after our grumblings, 4 out of 5 maps today are going to be won by a team using something new. Yeah.
So the Coinbase Econ report kind of highlighting some of that here with, again, small number, not good.
Most for me is going to be Chronicle. And
I think the G2, I think no matter what G2 played, they would have beaten G-Li though, with how they were playing.
Something that we're probably going to see also from the defense. But I want to see how deep this
your stats still stands.
Goes. Having the chamber, having the Vice, you have so many things to work with that probably the opponent did not expect for today's match. This is not the way you expected to close things out if you were RRQ. Okay, not everything is set.
What's the Econ rating based off of? Econ.
Starts with a pistol though.
It certainly
as we always say.
It certainly does. And Fnatic weren't loving them before. Right? They were hard
I mean, even if they got the pistol, yeah.
But here we go.
Okay.
Final half.
Chat, I've lost track of pistols. If I had to guess, I would say it's 3-2.
Bringing out all the big guns in map 2. But map 3 could be all over in a blink of an eye.
We got a wall over towards short. We got no... Wait, what have you bought?
An armor. Okay. Gathering of the orb. Nothing on the other side from Fnatic. Boaster just walks away. And Kayak takes an advanced position on B main.
Yeah, I like it. Again, you can get out of jail free. Just got to keep your eye on the timing. See the consideration of a mid walk.
Okay, basically just retake over towards A.
Double stack up towards market.
Heavier fight over towards middle, and then you got early info on B.
Get out of there.
Still, I mean, it's a really strong hold over towards B.
Only seeing a Cypher doesn't give you everything.
Kayak doesn't have his TP anymore, so he's committed, and they go aggro.
Body blocked almost. Kron, though, tries to play it forward. Didn't want to back away, and now they speed up on the execute. Banging shot from Boaster there. Catching just the corner of Monyet and quickly threads ahead.
Okay, we definitely got to keep an eye on the KO here. Like, would you expect a lurking KO? Probably not.
Paranoia still in play. Smoke still there.
Depends what, I might have missed some kind of knife timing.
I don't know if I loved what I saw then from him. Would rather maybe hold that space and play back in together, but now down to the two, Alpha and Crashies. Still got util. As said, this is pretty big for them. But that late positioning towards main is
knife
rough.
right before they planted. Oh, okay, yeah.
So
yeah, they're on top of it.
Got to get a move on, got to get going, and they're playing the game. This is going to be doing the dance with them, right? Going to make them work for it. Crashies, damage! But 2 more to go, and Crazy Guy's position is the checkmate. Monyet just needs to live, and he does more than that.
It's a 4-2 on the pistols. This map ends at 1-1.
A little bit of a weird choice from Boaster there.
And it's so good that they were patient in that round. We got the orb, we just still follow the plan. We're lucky enough to get this first base pick onto Kayak, who had already taken a bit of damage. We secure it with the 1 for 2, and we go on to plant this fight. Boaster, I think in that situation was just...
That's our pistol,
it's kind of a dilemma, right? You don't have the information of where
Free,
the rest of the players are. It can
oh, so I was wrong when you guys said.
You need to move. You do not have
is the opposite way around? Okay, okay. 3-3.
No ideal scenarios, but for RRQ, only 5 rounds separate them.
They're allowed 2 deaths.
Fnatic, and this
why are you typing 4-3? Fnatic, Campbell stack over towards B main, and then a chamber that can try get a kill and TP out so they play retake.
So let's see how he plays if they do decide to crest that corner and explore further. For now, it's just a stack, leaving Alpha as the pretty much the
contact Omen flash. Everyone sends it.
1-man turret over there, but it's patient again from RRQ, maybe trying to get the lay of the land themselves. Is there a mid-walk? Is there a stack? They need to be using some of the util to clear this at some point, maybe waiting for that util.
Like the idea. I think the Vice flashes over towards here, right, in case they go over towards middle so they can fight this as well. Ooh, hold up. They're going over towards B main. Might be something here, chat. Again, RRQ, anything above 2 deaths is pretty costly for them. Does crazy guy walk over towards A as the human drone?
I'm still a bit nervous here. Yeah, okay, I think they felt the danger in that, even just the cam being cleared.
Wait, what did I miss it?
And here comes, let's see if that control is in play. No, Crashies quick on his feet, as Alpha does need to back away. Expected reposition, Jemkin, eyes already trained towards it, plants in play. It's dangerous, but they find stability.
Knife day, and then they just
now
went.
They need to keep Cushy and Jemkin living in this, though. Those 2 Vandals are precious cargo. Cushy layering in the util, keeping him chipped down as best he could. But Crashies with that Bulldog is the dangerous factor.
They did a Cypher Cam. Oh, okay, I mean, it's probably a Cypher Cam.
Knife fantastically timed. Catching at least 3 of them, denying this springboard in. Paranoia goes, Cushy now out of the situation. Alpha finds Crazy Guy. Jemkin goes down, suddenly crashes in a 1v2. Again, difficult, but
it's damage though. It is damage. They got an armor, they got a gun.
Final man standing, and suddenly that scoreboard doesn't look so impossible.
Both Vandals just moving on to the next round. RRQ, as you're saying, 5 on the board. This looks perfectly doable. We've seen them having very strong starts, converting the bonus. Will almost make this a very, very even affair. Again, we still have to see how this composition from Fnatic really works on the defense, and I think we're going to get a very fair showing now. How Alpha is going to be positioned, how they use having that and the Euro as well.
The bonus is nice. They only got 1 gun out of them. What's the overall setup? Got chamber to punish middle.
Big switch up in that.
Then you got heavy Vice set up over towards A.
They did have Alpha kind of soloing out on towards that A side as much as they could. Put a lot of
don't love it, but
and the walk back comes in towards B. So trying to steady
against I think against a KO, I'd probably always split this up.
Player spotted here, and he's sticking around on this. I'm a bit worried he stays
Flash recon combo is pretty cool. They had spotted 3 with that. Shock Dart goes in. You get a little bit more aggro over towards middle once the info's here. They know most likely the reaction is to push from here, so it's a little bit safer from Alpha goes off angle.
He's a brave boy.
Just in case someone else
gets
the
chamber kind of it didn't check him.
They spotted Alpha. They kind of looked down, but I don't think they did. Lazy clear. Oh my
Jesus!
What is that? You do not see that every day. A mess made by Alpha, being gifted the chance of the gods from that. And now that all comes into play. That is perfect. And look instantly at where they're heading. It's Kayak and Crashies though. Big boys on the server here. Big players. 25 seconds getting late in the day. They decide to
this recon's going to be huge.
waiting for the util to come, but it ain't even here. They're just
Big
powering
recon,
on in.
mate.
Crashes
Big recon.
find some safety in the smoke. And I say that very tentatively. Chronicle going to catch the heels of Xfero. It's game on.
Oh, lovely Omen flash on this one as well.
Wait,
how did that even hit him?
Yet can't find this many players in
Hey, very nice. Didn't want to get the recon out in the smoke. Fully understand it. Nice little hold from them.
Just stood up.
Oh no.
He stood up.
I mean, he's just thanking everyone, but he did stand up.
Okay.
God, absolute shocker from here. Then he's looking like me, man.
The glue. Stick him to that chair. It's dangerous because this round as well. I like what they did. Alpha. Oh,
he's celebrating for the rest.
Yeah, he's just like, thank you. No, that's a respect thing. That's a thank you. I messed up so heavy.
Nice Kron. Nice anchoring kayak. You're doing a brilliant job.
Okay, money. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can't buy next. One. That's it. One. And Chronicle has enough money to throw Alpha and op if he wants it on defense as well. So
and again, they're still having to learn
RRQ want to do this. It has to be now. And what are we?
Yeah, starting to get these
maybe the comms weren't good. He thought Alpha was holding it.
Punish Cushy, so he keeps his life. But Alpha's temptation is still here. He's trying to be
a couple of really rough first kills. Or should we say first deaths from Fnatic.
Spray off with Vandals always seems like a terrible idea, but it's fine.
Ashes with his ult probably needs to play a little safer than this one as they push up over towards shore. You got double forms though. And you got a flash if you want to fight this.
Let's see how well he does in this new role here. Chronicle's gone down, but Alpha.
No way, nice flash on this one. Really nice setup from them. Flash over towards here, you drop him in the forms and then you can go out wide and you get him in the open and then you can Omen flash down the line.
Slip in the net, but it seems to be considered. Already pinged out. Boaster
that was cool.
eyeing this up, but timing is everything. And he's got it. Xfero falls, leaving just one man alive at Alpha's corner. Has not been cleared.
Very nice from them. I like the setup. The setup's cool.
Kills, and apparently the curse is broken.
The curse is broken. It doesn't matter, but he's not standing up this time around. It doesn't matter that he got the floor game. You know, you don't play with lag like that. Not a second time around. Struggle to find the first one.
Really good.
Doesn't matter. He closes
the fawns up here is very nice for that, for sure.
Without the paranoia, the flash from Vice, putting all of that pressure.
He's so happy he hit some shots as well. I felt like he needed that.
11 for Fnatic, 2 away from continuing a lower bracket run. RRQ now.
Okay, force them down to an eco. Looking nice from Fnatic. Good thing about this comp as well is like, even though they've shown this demo, you can do so much with this comp. Right, we're even seeing it now. Trip over towards middle. Sometimes this could be a Vice wall. Sometimes the chamber could play over towards A. It's just full of... You can non-stop change stuff up. You can bait stuff in with a Yoru teeping away with a chamber in a corner. You can go aggro, trip.
Their creativity being rewarded here as that 12th round looking ever so likely. Alpha strikes. 20 kills for him after what was genuinely a very hard map too.
Yeah, and now they found the wall over towards here. Next round maybe they have some kind of punish for this. Oh, they changed the wall up at least.
When Fnatic needed it. Hallmark of a good player. Shot goes astray that time. But RRQ looking for ways forward, and there aren't too many. Again, got to say it, Chronicle in this role. Lovely to see, but Jemkin tries to close in. Oh, it was laboured, but he's got the job done.
Oh, it's a slow though.
Alpha.
Shit! That was nuts. That was crazy. Oh God.
What a crazy run from him.
What was that?
I need to see that shot again. I need to see that shot again.
Jesus.
I know Kunkun's not here, but it's nice to see shots out of the sky like that. I'll take that every day of the week. Now,
oh my goodness, bro.
Was RRQ's hopes and chances dashed by this
7.
brand new
dude, he really
so
took whiffing at middle
good.
Personally. My goodness,
creative.
dude, that was nuts.
It looks like it's on the money, and it's given Alpha that real
Dude, get him on chamber
here.
every map.
Absolutely.
I've seen enough.
Sphera forced out. One of his cages gone.
Here.
7 in a row needed for RRQ, and Alpha's waiting on the other side.
3 players, 3 bodies to try and drop. So far, they make it past the first hurdle. But he's not missing.
Go on, mate, get back in there.
Alpha stepping up to a new level here. Crazy guy, Cushy, Xfero, that's all that they've got to bank on. And Cushy's a mile away. Position noted. He's got the spike.
Kayak, don't do it.
Down, that could be just done for, but no, they don't swing into it.
He
They
was
play this
tempted.
cautiously.
Re-clear over
They
towards
play
A
it
there.
right.
Omen flash to clear front, Jenny.
Taking their time. Slowly but surely.
Double bait set up. You got the
Perfect.
wall over towards
It ain't
B
gonna
with
do the
forms
job.
to delay,
They're
even if they
waiting.
trigger the
And
wall, so you know you can
Kayak
get over
one-two
towards there.
punch the whole time.
TP back of sight if you needed
It's
it.
either Kayak or Alpha.
It's everything I've been
And
waiting
Xfero
for,
has to
but it
face
took
the
so
music.
long
It
to get
is
here.
done.
How is this the first time I'm seeing it? Okay, very nice. Very, very, very nice. The faith has been restored. I thought we were going to see all the Seed 1s doing this on pretty much every map. I really overestimated them, but I'm so happy I saw like one map with good thought process and one person actually understanding, in my opinion, what the meta should be.